Asgard may have fallen in the MCU, but that doesn't mean that there aren't any surviving Asgardians. One warrior is not only alive, but she could be the most powerful of them all. Angela, the Asgardian warrior woman, is one of Marvel Comics' most underrated characters. Despite being an extremely fierce fighter who has held her own against Thor and even Hela, the goddess of death. But what makes Angela so special? And how does she fit into the larger story of Asgard? Well, let's find out. This is Angela, the Asgardian warrior woman, and here are 10 things that you need to know about her. Welcome back, Nerd Squad. I'm your host. And today we're going to talk about Angela, the Asgardian warrior woman, and one of Marvel's most underrated characters. So, if you're excited for this video, make sure to hit that like button down below. Also, stick around until the end of the video because I have a special announcement to make. No, 10. She is half-sister to Thor. When it comes to family trees in Marvel Comics, it can get pretty complicated, and the same goes for the Asgardians. For example, did you know that Thor actually has quite a few sisters? There's Amora, the Enchantress, who is also the queen of the Dark Elves. Then there's Sif, who is actually from Asgard, even though she's usually seen fighting alongside Thor and the Warriors 3. Finally, there's Angela, who turns out to be Thor's half-sister. Now, their father is Odin, but their mothers are different. While Thor's mother was the goddess Gia, Angela's mother was a human named Alfilder. That's why Angela has red hair instead of the traditional blonde, which tends to happen in Asgard. But just because she's half-sister to Thor doesn't mean that they always get along. In fact, when Angela first came to Asgard, she caused quite a bit of chaos, mainly because she didn't realize that Thor was her half-brother, so she tried to kill him. Yeah, that's right. At first, their relationship was pretty rocky, but eventually they managed to work through their issues and now they team up together to protect Asgard. Number 9, she used to be an executioner. Before Angela became a full-fledged warrior, she actually worked as an executioner for Asgard. That's right. You heard me correctly. Executioner. Talk about a dark past. And yeah, you can probably guess that this wasn't exactly a walk in the park for her, especially since she had to take the lives of many innocent people. However, she never let this affect her personally. After all, she knew that it was her job to do what she was told. Even so, this kind of duty eventually took its toll on her mind and body. And so, after some time, she decided to leave Asgard altogether. But don't worry, she didn't go too far. She simply traveled to Midgard, aka Earth, where she became known as Lady Apple. There she spent her time hunting down criminals and bringing them to justice. It was during this time that she honed her combat skills and eventually became the fierce warrior that we all know and love today. No. 8. She almost destroyed Asgard. We've all made mistakes before, but trust me when I say that Angela's mistake was by far the biggest of them all. You see, after leaving Asgard, Angela eventually returned home. But soon after getting back, she ended up destroying the entire realm. Oops! How did this happen? Well, let's start from the beginning. You see, when Angela got back to Asgard, she noticed that everything was very different. The people were no longer worshipping the old gods and instead had turned to a new religion. To make matters worse, they had outlawed the practice of magic, which meant that many of her fellow Asgardians lost their powers. Of course, Angela was furious about this, so she decided to take matters into her own hands. She began using her own magic to bring back the old ways of Asgard, but she quickly learned that this was easier said than done. As it turned out, the new religion was too strong and Angela's magic was simply no match for it. But instead of giving up, she did something reckless. She opened a portal to hell and unleashed the demons inside. Talk about a bad decision. Of course, this didn't end well and soon the entire realm of Asgard was in ruins. Thankfully, Angela managed to escape with her life. But she knew that she couldn't stay away forever. And so eventually she returned and helped to rebuild Asgard. No. 7. She has fought against Hela. If you're an Asgardian, then you're probably no stranger to the realm of the dead. That's because Hela, the goddess of death, rules over it with an iron fist. And let's just say that she's not exactly friendly. Over the years, Hela has terrorized the people of Asgard, and it seems like no one is ever able to stop her. That is, except for Angela. You heard me right. Angela is one of the few people who has ever gone toe-to-toe with Hela and lived to tell the tale. In fact, during the Fear Itself event, Angela actually managed to defeat Hela in battle. Of course, this was no easy feat. After all, Hela is literally the embodiment of death itself. But Angela didn't give up. She fought tooth and nail until she finally emerged victorious. So if you ever find yourself in a fight against Hela, I would definitely call Angela for backup. Now, 6. She can wield the Necrosword. The Noxword is a powerful weapon that can only be wielded by those who are worthy. And let's just say that Angela is more than worthy. In fact, the Necrosword actually chose her as its new wielder after she defeated Hela. That's right. The sword literally left Hela and went straight to Angela. Talk about a sign. The Necrosword is incredibly powerful and can even be used to control the dead. So you can imagine how much damage Angela was able to cause when she wielded it. With this new weapon in her arsenal, Angela became even more feared by her enemies and respected by her allies. After all, not everyone can wield the power of the dead. But Angela, well, she's more than up to the task. Number 5, she is a master huntress. Angela may be a fierce warrior, but she's also an incredibly skilled huntress. That's right. She's basically a one-woman army and can take on multiple opponents at once without breaking a sweat. In fact, during the Fear Itself event, Angela single-handedly took on an entire army of demons and came out on top. Talk about a badass. Her mastery of weaponry and combat tactics is truly unmatched, and she is always willing to put her skills to the test. Whether she's facing off against demons, gods, or anything in between, Angela always manages to come out on top. So if you ever find yourself in a sticky situation, you better call Angela because she's the ultimate warrior. Number 4, she can fly. Yep, you heard me right. Angela, the Asgardian warrior woman, can fly. In fact, she is one of the few Asgardians who can do so without the aid of any technology or magic. That's right. She's basically a real-life Valkyrie. Her ability to fly gives her the advantage in battle because she, yes, able to swoop in and take out her opponents before they even know what hit them. Plus, it just looks really cool. Let's be honest. There's nothing more badass than a warrior who can fly. Number 3, she is a skilled archer. Let's face it, we all love a good archer. There is just something so satisfying about watching them take out their targets from far away with pinpoint accuracy. And Angela is definitely one of the best archers out there. She is able to hit the tiniest of targets from miles away, and her arrows always seem to find their mark no matter what. It's like she's got a built-in GPS system in her bow and arrow. Plus, she's also got a quiver of enchanted arrows that she can call upon when needed. These arrows are super powerful and can pierce even the toughest of armor. So when Angela takes aim, you better get out of the way. 2, she is a Valkyrie. The Valkyries are a group of elite female warriors who serve Odin, the Allfather. They're responsible for choosing which warriors get to go to Valhalla, the Hall of the Slain. And let's just say that Angela is one of the best of the best. She's brave, she's strong, and she's got a serious skill set to boot. No wonder she's a Valkyrie. In fact, she's actually been called the greatest Valkyrie of them all. That's high praise, my friends. Number 1, she is a mother. Last but certainly not least, it's important to remember that Angela is also a mother. She may be a fierce warrior, but she's also got a soft spot for her son, who she loves more than anything in the world. In fact, she'd do anything to protect him, even if it meant going against her own father, Odin. That's right. Angela once took on Odin himself in order to save her son from being taken away from her. Talk about a protective mama bear. So there you have it, folks. Those are 10 things that you need to know about Angela, the Asgardian warrior woman. Now I want to turn it over to you guys. What do you think of Angela? Is she your favorite Asgardian? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more nerd news. Until next time, my friends, stay safe, stay awesome, and stay nerdy.